For those of you who have been struggling with learning Chinese, I got some effective tips for you. Hello everyone, welcome to Mandarin.com. 我是雪莉老师。I have been teaching Chinese since 2016. Through my teaching career, I collected these effective learning tips for you. So now, let's dive into it. First of all, the tips for learning Chinese will be divided into 5 parts: pronunciation, new words, grammar, text, and Chinese characters. If you want to know how I made my students learn Chinese, make sure you watch until the end of this video. If you want to improve your Chinese with lots of practice, you can visit my website Mandarin.com. If you want individual or group lessons, please send me an email through the information in my description below. You must learn to imitate pronunciation. I think there are 2 most important things to rely on when you are imitating. One is the position of the tongue, and the other is the shape of the mouth. Tones are actually one of the most difficult parts of learning Chinese. But Chinese tones are not strange. Actually, some of them you might have already heard from your own language as well. For example, what? This wa is like the second tone in Chinese. For example, wa, shen, wa, shen. So when it comes to your learning process, what you can do is practice each tone with different words and repeat until you can master it fully. For example, ma, ta, and so on. After practicing this, you should also practice 2-syllable words in Chinese. For example, 搬家, 沙发, 家花, etc. Because the Chinese language is more a 2-syllable word language. That's why knowing how to pronounce 2-syllable words is even more important. Listen more to the audio from the book you are studying with and repeat after it. You can use this one-breath training to practice from the slowest speed to the fastest speed until you can pronounce the word fluently after having your muscle trained. For example, you can breathe in and say it like this. Ta 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 ta. While practicing, you can also record what you say or buy a USB microphone from which you can hear your own voice without recording yourself. This allows you to make a comparison until you can get a feel of how we pronounce them and learn to distinguish the difference between your pronunciation and the audio. If you are interested in this kind of USB microphone, I will leave a link below in the description. This is not an affiliate link. Sometimes, when you feel that your own pronunciation is not as good as the audio, you can write the new words down and then practice them using the one-breath training method in the example I showed previously. Create flashcards and review them at least once a week. You can write a list of the new words you have already learned and then translate them from Chinese to English or English to Chinese as a way to review. Remembering whether the word is a noun, verb, an adjective, or adverb, etc. is very important. I know for this part, Chinese words might not be as clear as English words, but remembering them can still be very useful in the future when you want to make correct Chinese sentences. What is grammar anyway? For me, as a professional Chinese language teacher, I think in most cases, remembering the sentence structures is called grammar. For example, if 在 is placed before the location and then the verb, you shouldn't place it in another way. For example, 我在美国学习。我在美国学习。Faster, 我在美国学习。Which means I'm studying in the US, but not the English way of structuring it. For example, 我学习在美国。Make sentences based on correct sentence structures. If you don't have a teacher, you can find some language exchange partners to help you correct the sentences you have made to see if they are right. For new learners, I suggest you recite every text. I know this might be very boring for you at the beginning, but this method can effectively help you build your Chinese language sense. After you get familiar with it, I believe that you will be able to develop a good sense of the language. Listen to the audio from each text and write down what you hear. Chinese characters are actually very easy to learn, as long as you can master their strokes, stroke order, radicals, single component characters, and their characteristics. Remembering this will help you a great deal in learning Chinese characters quickly in the future. Write as many times as you can. Like all Chinese people, writing is one of the most important ways to enhance your writing skills and memory. After learning hundreds of characters, you will get a feel for writing Chinese characters and pay much more attention to its rules. So here are the 14 tips for you guys. Hopefully you found this video helpful. If you like it, don't forget to subscribe and give me a thumbs up to support me so that I can make you more videos like this in the future. Thanks for watching.